Hey, hello and welcome, traders. It's Wednesday, December 4th, 2024. Another big day in the markets. We got some news this morning on payroll from ADP. A couple other things happened during the day that really set things off for us. Had a great day in our accounts. First, I want to talk about what's going right, what's going well. So, I'll give you four things today that really went well for the markets. First off, the 10-year Treasury bond yield, it dropped from 4.22 to 4.18, sending bonds higher during the session. They're really bullish for us. We've got a lot of naked puts and some bond trades on. We've got a lot of TLT in the investing account. We've got a lot of ZB futures in the trading account. All of that was really bullish for us today. So really gave us a nice boost in both trading and investing accounts. Number two, private payrolls growth was not quite as strong as expected for November. Maybe the labor market's slowing a little bit. We'll see what happens. But we added 146,000 jobs this month, below the downwardly revised 184,000 in October and less than the estimate of 163. So again, job growth coming in lighter than expected. Good news potentially for the Fed. We'll see how all this plays out. Now, on that same note, you've got the Fed cuts coming up in December in 2 weeks. And right now, you have a 78% chance of a 25 basis point cut. I think that's also good for our bond trades. That's what we're looking at. Now, we still have some more economic data coming out this week. We'll keep an eye on that, how things go. But overall, right now, you've got a pretty good odds, 78%, that we're going to see another 25 basis point cut, at least to finish out this year. Then we'll see, does the Fed hit the pause button? Do they continue? There's still plenty of room to go, but all of these things are really bullish for our positions as well. And then Trump picking former SEC Commissioner Paul Atkins to lead the SEC. So he was in there under Bush. Trump looking to bring this guy back. He is extraordinarily pro crypto. So that's pretty bullish as well for our crypto positions. I am very bullish on crypto. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, even Ethereum as well. I'm not into all the other little coins, so we're not going to touch base on those. But if you're looking at Bitcoin, you're looking at Ethereum, I think very bullish for both of those, especially Bitcoin, especially for, again, MicroStrategy, potentially Mara. Both of those, I like those stocks. Okay. So, and I'm not a huge fan of a lot of stocks, but there's a handful that I do like. So, really good stuff today. So, I want to jump into it, but I want to focus a little bit of time today on the Poor Man's Covered Call, explain what we're doing in some of the Poor Man's Covered Calls that we have. I'm going to spend time on the Lazy Trader account today as well. So, we're going to talk about the investing account, which for some of you could be just your trading account if you don't want to do futures or do a little bit more risky stuff. Potentially there, and you just want to keep grinding your way higher at a pretty good clip right now. Right now, I am taking advantage of this bull run. This is a massive opportunity. You've got to be making hay right now. The markets can turn around at any point in time. My guess is closer to the inauguration or shortly thereafter, we're going to see some selling occurring. But right now, even though we are overbought, okay, and getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, I still think there's a little bit more upside. Seasonality positive for this time of the year, especially when the markets are up 20% heading into the end of November. Typically, December is almost 100% an up month. So looking forward to that. There can always be an exception to the rule. Looking forward to the markets continuing to climb. Tom Lee said 6,300. He definitely could be right. I think 62, 6,300, certainly very doable to hit those numbers here. Fed rate cut looked like that may be on the table. Coming out, you've got ADP payrolls slowing a little bit out there, interest rates dropping fractionally. All of this stuff is good for stocks. Okay, so some really good stuff there. And I think if you're into crypto, man, great news today. If the SEC moves to a very crypto-friendly commissioner, this could really push things up. In fact, it pushed up MicroStrategy today a massive amount. So MicroStrategy today, what were we up in MicroStrategy? I know we were up 32 points, but up almost 9% in MicroStrategy. Again, it's bananas, it's ballistic, volatility is super high, super risky trade, potentially multiple X leverage on Bitcoin. And you know what? I do not care. Right now, you take advantage of what's put in front of you and you make the trades that take advantage of some of these things. Not necessarily the slow, let's get into the SPY and the QQQ stuff, even though that stuff continues to just go. Right now, we make hay. See what comes next year. We'll adjust plans and we'll be a little bit more conservative probably as we go forward. But I love what we're seeing out there in the markets. Oil had a pretty tough diet today, dropping what a little over 1.7%, but totally fine. We've got 112 trades on. Come on, bring it. Drop into the trap. I'm all good. We'll make even more money on oil if that happens. On ES futures, moving up. Great for our naked puts of our 112s. We're going to be making some more money there. We'll be taking some off in the next week or two. I'm looking forward to that. That'll lighten a little bit of the risk load, even though we have hedges, vol hedges, delta hedges, plenty of put debit spreads running. We're in great shape. We're set up perfectly well. I like where we are there. Gold up a little bit today. Copper pretty much flat. Uh, all good stuff. But we're going to jump into the lazy trader account today. So stick away from the trading stuff. Just know that, hey, great day. We had a good day overall. Let's take a look at the accounts and I'll show you some trades. And we're going to talk about the poor man's covered call today and how we're trading that a little bit here and why the one we're doing in MicroStrategy might be a little bit different than what you expect. All right, so Lazy Trader account had a massively good day today. We jumped up over 4,000, almost $4,400 today. New all-time highs for the year. So this account continues to just grow and grow and grow. It's way outpacing right now, actually, the trading account. I mean, the trading account's doing well, and this account's blowing it away, at least in the short term right now. I'm pretty sure that'll calm down. But I love what we're seeing here. I'm super excited here. Delta, we're positive Delta, but we're not crazy. Theta dropped to 698 today, so we dropped a little bit of Theta in there, but we have added some long call trades, so that'll drop your Theta a bit. That seems like a crazy number. 646 is no 699. Yeah, so that's about right. On Theta. 385, 593. Again, another new all-time high as the markets continue to hit new all-time highs. BP usage dropped a fraction today, even though we did not add any trades in the account. So nothing went on today. We did take off a MicroStrategy trade. We'll talk about that, and we're probably going to put it back on. Okay, but I couldn't resist. I had to take it off today. So you can see we made 1,250 bucks. What was that trade? Well, we had sold the 500 calls naked here. We had only done this as a short-term 4 DTE trade. We did 5 shares or 5 contracts of that. And we did it while volatility was high. Volatility has contracted quite a bit. We booked an 81% winner in 2 days in this trade. There was no reason not to take it off. Made 1,250 bucks in just 2 days. And you can see in this account, there's a lot of green. Okay. There's a lot of green in this account. There's a lot of winning going on in this account right now. You just take advantage of what the market's giving you. MicroStrategy, NVIDIA, TLT, MicroStrategy, QQQ, SPY winners, TLT, SPY winners, TMF winners, ARM, XLE, SPY. A little bit of Palantir, Microsoft, or MicroStrategy again. So we just continue to trade our small group of trades, trying to make the money right now while we can, while the options are there. Some of these trades, would I put on normally? No, but if you're getting the opportunity to enter some of these trades, I'm going to definitely do it. All right, so let's jump into the account itself. We'll take a look, sharing my account with you. You guys are seeing what I'm doing. I'm sharing the trades live with you. I share all of the trades live in Discord. Okay, so I'm sharing not only my results with you, so you can see what my results look like, but I share every trade with our Discord members. So they're seeing what's going on out there. Pretty interesting to see that every single thing that we own was green today. So good stuff. Good stuff on that. Chipotle. Okay. We've got a strangle on that. That was down a fraction today, but still up 20% in 23 days. I'm all good on that strangle. We still up nicely on that. Google, we've got naked puts in here. These are up 10% in 16 days. Totally fine with where we are on that. IWM, we've got two different trades on. So we've got a Jade Lizard up 43%, and then we've got naked puts because I'm okay taking assignment if that would happen. Now it's down at 195 now, but these are up 35% in just 15 days. The Jade Lizard, 42% in 9 days. All right, Meta, we got in before a pop happened this week. This was one on my watch list. I wanted to get in. We got in here. We're actually pretty far down on these naked puts, but we're up 30% in just 5 days on Meta. I wish we had done more. He's Zuckerberg meeting with Trump. I think that's super bullish for Meta. I see Meta really, really taking off. All right, MicroStrategy. Let's jump into here. Let's take a look at what we're doing. All right, so we still have naked puts on here. This one's up 65%, this one's up 65%, and this one's up 60%. So all of these naked puts doing great. We'll let them cook for a little bit. IVR is 55 on this, so still somewhat elevated, but nowhere near the 129 IVR that it had a couple days ago when we put some new trades on. Now we got the spike up over 400 today. Totally fine with that. We have a poor man's covered call trade on here. I don't need to necessarily go all in on the poor man's covered call with you. I will be doing some more in-depth training with our members on how I trade it. Maybe it's different than the way you guys may trade it. But instead of owning the shares, you're simply buying deep in the money call options. In the case of MicroStrategy, okay, I bought the 200 calls for 209. Okay. So I spent 209 to buy the 200 calls. Right now, those calls are almost exactly with what I paid for it, but they've already run up. In one day, we've made $3,300 on those calls. Okay, this is why we're buying those calls deep in the money out there, and we're out 198 days. All right, and great thing about the poor man covered call strategy is that this is a positive Vega trade as well. So even if volatility expands, that's that's not going to hurt us. Okay, it's a good trade to have on. These poor man covered calls are always positive Vega trades. So if you need to get some positive Vega into your account, perfect way to do it here with a poor man's covered call. All right, so you're going to sell a near term call against it. Now, some people will sell 25, 30 delta, maybe 15 or 20 delta calls. Okay, I like to go out about 30 days when I sell the calls, typically when I'm setting these up. And I like to stay away because I want that price appreciation on not only the leaps that I bought, but I want that price appreciation on those, and then I want the decay on that little farther out of the money call that we sell. However, this trade set up a little differently. Okay, so on MicroStrategy, again, showing you that I went out to the 200. There's nothing really unusual about the call I bought. Okay, I liked where it was. I thought we had a good deal on that. But the call I sold, I debated about actually going in the money on the call or at the money. I just went fractionally out of the money, fractionally. So nowhere near the 30 delta or any of that stuff. Okay, because I just wanted the premium. Okay, this is a premium grab trade. Okay, it is not a long term, let's make 1% a month. This is a grab for premium short term. I went out 10 days. Now, with the rocketing up of MicroStrategy today, okay, that put these calls in the money. I'm fine. It can stay in the money for several more days. It can keep going up. Okay, because as long as this thing goes up, so is the underlying, and we're already up $1,300 on this whole trade today. In one day, we're up 7% in one day on this trade. It can keep going. I have options on this thing. Maybe I want to roll these out. Maybe I'll close the whole trade and just take my $1,300 and go home. I have a lot of different options when setting these up. So again, how I manage it would be we'll look to potentially roll, or we'll just, we'll do something here. we'll close the whole trade. But overall, we're up. I'm okay even selling the in the money because all I care about is the premium that's in this move. In fact, we went up 32 points today, but the calls only went up 20 points. Okay, so that's actually in our favor. Okay, that we didn't go up. That we didn't see them go up. 30 some odd points. I like that fact, and we're still going to get decay on these. In fact, if we would close today, we would only be $16 in out of the money on these, or $16 of extrinsic versus the 2160 that we took in. So even if we closed today, these would be a winner. Okay? So I really don't fear that. If you wanted to, we could potentially roll out. We could roll out to 16 more days. We could roll up. Okay. For a credit, we could still pick up $700 at 400. We could pick up $500 if we rolled out to the 405. If we wanted to roll to the 410, we could still pick up another $290 on this thing. I don't think I'll do that. I think if I roll, maybe we'll go to the 400s, pick up, but I want to pick up more money. I want getting the juice here, as there's one of the guys on the internet talks about the juice, but I want the premium. Okay, I want to get the premium. I'm all about the volatility and the premium on these. So I really want to uh, get that premium from this trade. So I'm okay with it. So I've been trading MicroStrategy now for years and years and years. This has just been a great setup for me. Now, we did close today. Okay. So we did close the MicroStrategy 500 calls, okay, for 57 cents. I already showed you that trade. So that was a pretty solid winner. And now we rocketed back up. It's possible that I may go out um, and look at these for another short-term MicroStrategy trade. Those were only, I think, like a week out. So we could technically go, out to next week. I could probably sell close to those 500, which is way outside of the expected move. And maybe I'll sell. Okay. And because I own a lot of the, or sold a lot of these other naked puts, I'm sitting on 10 naked puts right now. Okay. So you can see I would actually take in a credit to sell these out of the money. I could do one. Okay. Maybe we could do two contracts, three contracts. Okay. Four contracts. Okay. Now we're starting to pay a little bit of a debit. Four contracts in 9 days. If we stay under 500 and we see a little bit of even volatility reduction on these, we're going to make $4,200. Okay. It's a $4,200 trade, okay, in 9 days using only 3,100 in buying power because I own, I sold the other naked. So technically, that would be well over 100% in 9 days. So we'll probably look to put that on. Will I do it tomorrow? I don't know. Let's watch what Bitcoin does. But Bitcoin had a pretty good rebound day today. It did top today. It did top the 100,000 mark. It was 100,280, and then it settled back down around 98,935. So I think Bitcoin, with the news about the SEC chairman that Trump wants to bring in, being very pro crypto, Trump being very pro crypto, you got to be excited about this stuff. And you really got to take advantage. Will Bitcoin settle back down? I think it will. I think if it breaks 100,000 and settles back down, you got Tom Lee and other people out there saying 250,000 next year. I don't know that that's not attainable. Okay. I think we could see another giant move. So I want to be tied to Bitcoin a bit here and there. If we get a pullback, I'm going to buy more. I'll be watching MicroStrategy on it. I will be watching Mara as well. I want to see what Mara is doing. Mara was up decently today. Not quite the extent that like a MicroStrategy is, but if we look at Mara, potentially getting into something like this, taking a look at Mara, maybe we do something similar. We could go out to next June, we could buy maybe something around the $18. I think at 18 would be a great place to get in on Mara. So we could technically buy the 18. Just one contract on Mara here. Okay. Going to cost at the 18 for June of next year, $1,300, and it's only going to cost us, well, pretty much, dollar for dollar here. So we're, cost us 1,300 bucks for that at $13. So $1,300 in buying power. And then what we would look to do is we'd probably be selling short term. Now the volatility here, the IV is much less than MicroStrategy, but still 31's not terrible on this. And this one, maybe we do closer to like that 30 delta or something like that, where we can take in $99. So we're making basically $100 on 1310, which is 7.6% in 9 days. So if MicroStrategy, a little too much for you, I would take a look at Mara. I think this is where you may want to start to take a look at playing some of these things to get into Bitcoin. You could also take a look at some of the Bitcoin ETFs as well. So you could trade the Bitcoin ETFs. We could still do something here on BITO. Yeah, maybe the $20 mark. I'm sorry, if we bought that, um, it cost us 625 bucks to buy in, 625 bucks to buy in. And then if we were selling, okay, maybe the 27s or something, we could take in $31 on that. So when did I say we were going to buy the 20, I believe? Okay, so there's your trade when it's all said and done. Okay, so it's going to cost us $552 to do a buy right on this thing. But who knows, about 600 bucks. Okay, and you can take in 30 bucks here. So 31 on roughly 600. Okay, 5% in 9 days. Not too shabby at all. So if you want, you can do BITO as well if you want the entire Bitcoin ETF instead. So a bunch of different ways to play it. But the great thing about these poor man's covered calls, again, you have some flexibility. If we sell off, what are you going to do? All right. Well, maybe you convert these into actual shares if you want, if there's something you feel that you may want to own. Otherwise, as it drops, we just keep selling the at the money. I could start to sell at the money strikes on this thing as it drops. I can go all the way down to 200 before I got to worry about it. If you started selling even the 200s on this every 9 days, okay, not gonna get a ton of. What if I sold the 200 strike right now for $208? Now, obviously, we're in the money, okay, but would you take in 205 on this here, 205 bucks, and we own this thing? Yep, right in here. Maybe 242 or something like that right now. So we could take in pretty good amount of money on that if we wanted to just sell the in the monies and keep rolling those. Okay, but my goal is keep playing this thing, keep working MicroStrategy. We'll hit NVIDIA. We've got naked puts. We've got Jade Lizards. Those are all positive for both of those. SMCI. I probably will do something more here. I'd like to take these off. And then we'll put something new on. SPY, we got our leaps, we got our put credit spreads, all of these green, 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 green. Stuff looks good there. SVOL, we use that for income. TLT, we're in good shape on all of these. A couple of them still a little bit red, but we're above the strikes here. So we're in good shape on TLT. TMF, we're still in the red with what we got assigned. However, okay, big move today, and then our covered calls here sitting at 82%. I'm looking to try to get these calls taken off. There's 2 days to go on these. I would like to close out of these and then do it again. We just keep making a couple $100 every week on these. TNA, we're in with leaps. We're up 64%. VOO, we're in with leaps. Um, Not really exactly leaps. They're just naked puts. And we're up 78%. So overall, really good stuff. We're taking advantage of the poor man's covered call. So that's how we're selling it. That's how I'm doing it in here. We've got them running in our small account on Chipotle. So we have a variety of poor man covered calls, multiple different strategies. Sometimes we're taking the vol piece. Sometimes we'll sell an in the money call, sometimes an at the money call, sometimes an out of the money call against our long calls. Typically, we're around 80 delta to 90 delta, depending on what's going on there for the long calls. And I like to go out at least 6 months, maybe to a year. Right now, I'm only trading 6 months out because I don't really know what's going to happen next year. I'd like to keep these things shorter term. If the market starts to sell off at all next year, I'm going to load the boat on naked puts and poor man's covered calls. So I don't want to be stuck in something if the market's declining or has some big problem. I want to take advantage. And if I'm looking at my account right now, we're sitting at a 60% of our buying power being used. We got plenty of powder left to make some trades. All right, if this was helpful and you found some ideas out from this, give me the likes down below. Help us out. Help us with the algorithms. Get the word out to people. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, join. Okay. Find some ideas. I'm just sharing how I'm trading. You do you. I'll do me. And if anything I do helps you either learn something new, put on a couple trades for a winner. I mean, I'm giving you some good ideas in here. I mean, if you had looked at MicroStrategy and done what I did, we'd have made $1,250 in 2 days. Okay, you would be in great shape. You'd have Christmas covered for many of your family members, or you got a little vacation you can start to take with the family. If you want to see us trade live, join us in the Discord. Information's down below in the description. Click the more. You can see the codes in there. You can use code KING, take 40% off the first month. If you want, join us. See what we're doing. See if this is right for you. See if it makes sense for you overall. See if you can learn something. If you get one trade that makes you $1,000, pays for your membership for a year almost, is that not worth it to find one thing? And even if you lose some money, but you learn something, is that worth $100 or $150 to you? It would be to me. So I would want to learn as much as I can. We win some, we lose some. We learn more from our losses than we do our winners. Okay. And that's really where knowledge goes. Hopefully, we're keeping you moving forward. All right. Have a great evening, folks. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.